How do you get what you want, especially when getting what you want involves other people, and especially when that person is your partner? There are different approaches you can take, but there is one method that may result in immediate results, getting what you want, but that ends up costing you in the end. That tactic is using manipulation. Hi, I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and in this video, we're going to talk about manipulation. What it is, how it harms our relationships, why we might try to control outcomes, and most importantly, how to stop using manipulation so we don't harm our partners and our relationships. If you want to stop causing harm in your relationships, you're on the right path. This is Journey of Change, a video series to help you become the safe, loving partner you were meant to be. Let's begin by covering what manipulation is. Manipulation is the subtle steering of another's thoughts, actions, or feelings for one's own benefit. When we manipulate, we're trying to control another person's response in a way that suits us. Because manipulation works in the shadows, it's often hard to identify when it's being done to us or when we are doing it to another. Examples of manipulative actions include making someone feel guilty or playing the victim for doing or not doing what we want. Giving them the silent treatment when they don't act in line with our wishes is manipulation. So too is threatening consequences if they deviate from our plans. Frequent criticism, regularly changing expectations, or being moody and emotionally volatile are forms of manipulation because they have the effect of keeping the other person off balance. Something as gentle as a sigh at the exact right moment, designed to evoke sympathy or compliance, has a manipulative element. Withholding help, support, time, respect, affection, sex, or other relationship needs to punish a partner for making a decision we don't like also qualifies. Certainly, lying, withholding information, and gaslighting are actions attempting to control another person by managing what they know. Even nice deeds like love bombing, flattery, or doing favors becomes manipulation when it's coupled with an expectation of deferential treatment later. So, how does manipulation hurt our relationships? Someone once said, manipulation doesn't explode, it erodes. It tugs at emotions, exploits vulnerabilities, and often leaves the other person feeling confused and conflicted. The partner on the receiving end may struggle to distinguish their own desires from the ones the manipulator has pressed upon them. They often feel unseen as their responses and choices are quietly redirected. It's their sense of agency that's damaged. Now, agency is a term used to describe a natural, innate desire we all share to make our own decisions and control our own destiny. It's being empowered to act on our hopes, plans, and wishes to shape our future. When our partner loses their sense of agency, resentment grows and intimacy withers. The relationship no longer maintains an environment that encourages respect and open communication between both parties. In this way, our manipulation hurts us. Our tampering helped us get our way in the short run, but if it harms those important relationships, it costs us dearly in the long term. Now, if manipulation is so damaging, why is it so common? Why do we find ourselves reaching for it? Why do we try to control the outcome? Often it boils down to fear. Fear of rejection, of abandonment, of not getting our needs met. Our insecurity tells us if you don't control this outcome, you will lose. Some of us were taught, directly or indirectly, that love is conditional, that needs must be met through cleverness or subtle coercion rather than straightforward honesty. It may have been modeled by our parents, caregivers, or past partners. We learned to manipulate to receive essential compassion and care. To be fair, we may not even be aware that we are being manipulative. Our behavior patterns may seem normal and natural. Manipulation can also be driven by a desire to avoid discomfort, ours or someone else's. We may believe it's safer to disguise our needs in layers of suggestion or emotional leverage rather than expressing true vulnerability. Ironically, these attempts to protect ourselves often produce the very pain we were trying to dodge. Using manipulation does not make us villains. It indicates we are wounded souls needing to heal what we were afraid of and to learn new ways of getting our needs met. Still, the impact on others is real. If you've used manipulation to get your way in a relationship, how do you change? Acknowledging the need for change is an important first step. Keeping a journal or reflecting after a conflict may help you notice this pattern in your interactions. Did you use one or more of the manipulative actions that I covered earlier? If so, consider this an area for growth with the potential for great reward. Next, discover and heal the underlying fears that fuel the behavior. Instead of asking, how can I get my way? Ask yourself, what am I afraid will happen if I don't get my way? With that answer, continue to pose why questions to get to the root cause, like why am I assuming that will happen? And why is that outcome a problem for me? The healing part of this phase takes more time and effort than the discovery component. Counselors are well equipped to help us through this journey. As you do the work, keep in mind the end goal, a life where you can be your authentic self without fear of rejection or abandonment. You are already okay. Your job is to convince yourself of the truth. Finally, you'll want to replace the manipulative tactics you've been using with other, more straightforward ways to make requests and respect the agency of others. Here are some ideas you can implement. First, pause and breathe. When you feel the urge to steer a conversation or outcome, take a moment. Ask yourself, what is it that I really want to say? What am I afraid will happen if I ask directly? Now, second, practice direct communication. Look, vulnerability can feel scary, especially if that's not something you're used to doing, but it is also freeing. Instead of hinting or maneuvering, try expressing your needs plainly. I'd like more time together, or I'm feeling hurt by what happened earlier. Third, make space for no. True respect means allowing your partner the freedom to disagree or decline. Practice hearing no without seeing it as a threat or a rejection of your worth. Fourth, seek understanding, not to win. Shift your focus from getting your way to understanding your partner's perspective. Ask open-ended questions like, How do you feel about this? Or what do you need from me? Fifth, reflect on your intentions. Before acting, consider, am I seeking connection or control? Gentle self-examination can reveal those hidden motivations and free us from their grip. Finally, remember, change takes time and patience. We may stumble and revert to the old habits under stress. The key is not to drown in shame, but to keep returning gently to honesty and compassion for ourselves and for our loved ones. I'm Michael Clark with the Ananias Foundation, and I hope you found this discussion about how to stop using manipulation to be helpful. Take care, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks for joining me today. I'm honored to be on this journey of change with you, and I hope I've helped you in some way. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, be sure to hit the like button, share this with others who might find it helpful, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. For more resources, head to our website, ananiasfoundation.org. Until next time, take care and remember, change is possible.